All right, so we're looking at section 2.4, example 1a. So we're going to use our foldable to solve these. It says to solve each inequality and graph the solution. So we are solving for y. So if it helps you to highlight the variable, go ahead and do so. So now I'm going to try to isolate the variable, which means get it by itself. So first, I'm going to move the 7. Remember that since it's not a large divide by 6 on everything fraction, I don't move that first. First, I move the 7. And it's adding 7, so I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. I'm not even going to go ahead and draw my line down, so I remember that what you do to one side of the inequality, you must do to the other. So it's y divided by -6 is greater than 2. So now I need to move the -6. I'm going to go ahead and switch color here. So it's dividing by -6, so the inverse is multiplying by -6. But remember, when you multiply or divide an inequality by a negative number, like -6, you have to flip the sign. So the sign must flip the other way, and we get y is greater than -12. Now we should be getting pretty good at graphing, so I'm not going to necessarily graph every single one right now. But let's go ahead and do a couple together. So we're going to have an open circle at -12. It stays open because greater than is an open circle. And greater than points to the right because numbers that are larger than -12 are to the right of it on a number line. All right, I'm going to go ahead and have you solve the inequality for v. All right, so to get v by itself, you can highlight it if you need to. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to add the 4 to both sides first. So we have 2v is greater than or equal to 8 plus 4 is 12. So now I'm still trying to get v by itself. That's what it means to isolate the variable. So I'm going to divide by 2. Now I do not flip the sign because when I divided by 2, and you only flip the sign when you multiply or divide by a negative number. So then if I were to graph this, I'm going to put my circle at 6. Then I have to decide if it's open or closed. Would this be an open or closed circle? All right, it would be closed. And it would point to the right because greater than or equal to numbers that are greater than are to the right on the number line. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and have you solve for example 1c. All right, so I am going to highlight the C, and now I want to get C by itself. I need to move the 8 first. The 8 is positive because you look to the left of the number. It's a positive 8, so I need to subtract both sides by 8. So I have -9C, still greater than or equal to, and -28 minus 8 is -36. Okay, so now I'm going to divide by -9 on both sides. Now remember, when you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip that sign. So I get C is less than or equal to 4. So I'm going to go ahead and put my circle above 4. I decided to close circle because less than or equal to is closed. And it points to the left because numbers that are less than 4 are to the left of it on the number line.